Oh, what's up, guys? Sorry, I just got a text from Pete Hegseth. Let me just mute my mic real quick and cover this. I can't. You guys can't be privy to this information. Now you can't hear me. Fantastic. So Pete Hegseth, what did he say? He said, "Team update. Time now 11:44. Weather is favorable. Just confirmed with CENTCOM. We are a go for mission launch. 12:15 ET. F-18s launch first strike package. 13:45 trigger-based F-18 first strike window starts. Target terrorist at his known location, so should be on time. Also strike drones launch MQ-9s. 14:10 more F-18s launch second strike package. 14:15 strike drones on target. This is when the first bombs will definitely drop, pending earlier trigger-based targets. 15:36 F-18 second strike starts. Also first sea-based Tomahawks launched." Oh my god, my mic isn't muted? Oh my god, you guys can see this? Oh my god. That is the state of the Trump regime. Hi, welcome to the latest episode of the Valenti VOD. I'm Chris Valenti, your perfect and humble leader. Everything I have said about the Trump regime over the past 4 fucking years has been correct. Not only are these people fascists, but they are also not qualified for their fucking positions. We replaced DEI with DUIs, and now we've got fucking alcoholics like Pete Hegseth adding in reporters from the fucking Atlantic to comprehensive strike plans with exact fucking times down to the 15-minute mark. Do you understand that? 12:15, down to the minute! Down to the minute! Oh my god! Oh my god! And this is so much worse than you could possibly imagine, guys. Do you understand what a FOIA request is, the Freedom of Information Act? It means that if you wanted to get some information on these Yemen strikes, because like hypothetically your fucking mom was there and she got bodied in the strike, you could put in a FOIA request to hear about this, get the details about the strike. But guess what? These motherfucking idiots in the Trump regime are using fucking Signal to give war plans. I'm gonna fucking crash out. I'm gonna fucking crash out. MAGA, MAGA, MAGA. This is you. Why do I have this text? You know how you fucking hate me and you think I'm like a communist sympathizer and a fucking DNC shill somehow at the same time? Why do I get to fucking see this text? Do you not have a problem with this? Don't you think this is absolutely fucked? And now, okay, I didn't just want to show you the text. Oh my god, I didn't just want to show you. Oh, real quick. Hi, how are you? Welcome to the show. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing and it helps me out immensely. If you want to help me financially, because I'm so fucking broke, you can buy some of this Valenti Videos merch. We got mugs, we got hoodies, we got all this shit. Down below, you can also use the 40% off discount code for Ground News, and then you can become a member for $5 to get early access to these episodes. Holy fuck, guys. What the fuck is gonna happen? This has been 2 months. How can this last? There's 2 schools of thought here. Thought number 1, Pete Hegseth is just a fucking drunk idiot, and he added in Jeff Goldberg by accident. Option 2, somebody else added in Jeff Goldberg on purpose to try and save the day, whistleblower type shit, to be like, hey guys, they're talking about war plans on a Signal group chat, which could be hacked by fucking China or Russia because it is nowhere near as secure as you think. These fucking people use Starlink over the White House, which is so fucking easy to hack into. Yo, military members, my veterans in chat, my active duty service members. You know how like you and your boys would get fucking court-martialed if you, I don't know, took like a Snapchat of like where you were on base or some shit? Yeah, apparently it's rules for thee and not for me, because apparently Pete Hegseth and Tulsi Gabbard and all these motherfuckers, they're allowed to just completely violate, what is it called, CENTCOM or some shit? They're allowed to just violate national security protocol because, rules for you, fuckface, you're just a weapon. Not in my eyes, but in these fucking people's eyes. So Karoline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, who's my age, this crazy bitch is my age. Look at her. Why does she look like a who from Whoville? Am I wrong? And don't you dare accuse me of like shaming a woman. This has nothing to do with her being a woman. This has to do with like fucking Botox and lip filler. Like, where's her upper lip? Why does she look like that? She looks like Garfield, brother. Oh, this bitch is married to a 60-year-old man, bro. Could you imagine if I had a 60-year-old wife? Oh. Anyway, she did her hour-long fucking press briefing, like she always fucking... By the way, I know I look like shit. I just got back from the gym. I'm covered in sweat. I didn't even shower. I wanted to do this. I'm gonna take a shower. I know. Wow. Breaking news: leftist showers. No one believes it. Regardless, she did an hour-long fucking address, and the first 7.5 minutes are just her fucking acting like this is North Korea. Here's a couple of clips of it.
Instruction to get us into the Iraq War, which cost trillions of dollars.
Just
and
reading her
of
script.
Assets in the Red Sea. Restore free.
Just reading her script like it's a fucking high school project. But the real juice starts at around 7.5 minutes when all the reporters start asking her about this fucking story because it's so juicy. So let's just watch a little bit of this. What is this on? 1080? Okay.
Distributes content across diverse platforms. We're glad to have you with us, Lindsay. Please kick us off.
Thank you, Caroline. I appreciate it and this opportunity for Merit TV. Two questions, if I may. One on Signal, one on the economy.
Sure.
On Signal, how comfortable is the...
If you're not too read up, Signal is the app that I'm talking about. The app where all the texts got leaked because Pete Hegseth or somebody else had it in a fucking reporter.
President, with what was shared so far, now that the chain has been released?
The president's view on all of this remains the same today as it did yesterday. And
I just want to say, I do not envy this woman. She has the hardest job in the world, which is to take the fucking fire from the media when her boss, Donald Trump, and the rest of the fucking GOP are literally doing the dumbest shit on earth. Like, this woman has to answer questions and be held responsible for Doland the King. King Doland.
And I think it speaks volumes about the leadership of this president that he went directly to all of you, members of the press corps. He was asked, do you want someone else to go out and do a briefing? And he said, no, I will tackle this story. I will discuss it. The people need to hear from me about this situation. And so his thoughts on this remained the same today. He has placed great trust in his national security team. And as for the usage of Signal, as the president said yesterday, as the CIA director has testified under oath, this is an approved app. It's an encrypted app.
That's not true. Signal is approved for select members of the government, right? Especially if you have like security clearance. There's also specific information that you cannot share on Signal, even if you are given permission to use Signal, because there's different security clearances. There's different levels of classified information, guys. Sure, like the list of what weapons we have, right? That's probably really fucking classified, right? But you know what's probably even more classified? The list of weapons that we're working on and don't have yet, right? There's different levels of classified information, and maybe you could say in a Signal group chat, if you're a CIA agent and you're having a fucking meeting at 9:30 and you go, hey guys, meeting's at 9:30. Maybe you could say that on Signal, but you know what you can't share on Signal? Like a fucking list of all the names of undercover agents embedded within foreign governments. I love the way that she tries to beat around the bush on this. I'm going to grab my water bottle. I'm going to leave you with her for like 10 seconds, all right? So I'm going to run.
Department of Defense, the Department of State, the CIA has it loaded onto government phones because it is the most secure and efficient way to communicate. As for, again, the original situation in this message.
How to do. I probably didn't miss much. I haven't even watched this shit yet, Jack. So I'm in this with you. We're holding each other's hands for this.
The Department of Defense,
Luigi!
the Department of State, the CIA has it loaded onto government phones because it is the most secure and efficient way to communicate. As for, again, the original situation in this message.
It is absolutely not the most efficient and secure way to communicate. You want to know what is? Meeting in person. Meeting in a secure room. Hey, call me crazy, but I think that it is definitely not the most secure way to communicate with somebody. I mean, maybe I'm just a libtard. Who knows? Who knows?
Messaging thread, the National Security Council, the White House counsel's office continues to look in to how this mistake, which the National Security Advisor has owned, occurred, and the president has ensured they are doing that.
On the economy, consumer confidence hit a 4-year low this month. Can you help explain to the American people how tariffs will help them in the long run?
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm grateful for the question. The American public...
Oh, this is going to be good. Oh, this is going to be good.
We'll hear later this afternoon from the president directly on the topic of tariffs. And as you all know, April 2nd day, President Trump has proudly dubbed it Liberation Day for our country.
You hear that, gang? New holiday, April 2nd, Liberation Day, the day that we're freed from the shackles of bureaucracy by our humble and loyal God King Doland. We love you, Doland. Fucking fat orange idiot.
What he means by that is it will be a day where the United States of America will no longer be ripped off by nations around this world. It will be a day where Americans finally see free and fair trade practices.
This probably hits so hard if you're dumb as shit.
Restored. There's
probably a couple of MAGA chuds hate watching this going, yeah, Liberation Day. Luigi, I'm allowed to make noise.
Longer going to allow our allies, our competitors, and our adversaries to take advantage of American workers. And if you think about your hometown in the state that you grew up, Main Street looks a lot different today than it did many years ago. And President Trump wants to...
Yeah, now we've allowed minorities on Main Street. Back in the day, oh, we only had whites walking on Main Street. We were able to push all the colored folk into a different area. Is that what you're talking about, Karoline?
Restore America as a manufacturing superpower around the globe. He wants products to be made right here in our great country with great, hardworking American hands. That will ultimately result in higher wages and more money in the pockets of the American people. And he's also, in addition to tariffs, also determined to pass tax cuts later this year.
Yeah, we already saw his tax plan. He proposed 0% taxes for the 1% and increasing our taxes, the working class, from around 14% to 22%. Donald Trump's tax plan is to decrease the 1%'s taxes to 0%. Hey, MAGA, I'm sure you think trickle-down economics works, right? Because you're dumb as a doorknob?
As he did successfully in his first term, to put even more money back into the pockets of hardworking Americans. Peter.
Caroline, if I can ask you very quickly about the information we've seen, just to set the predicate to all this. Has the president been briefed and physically seen he's seen all the details of the chat as printed by the Atlantic?
I just spoke to the president about it, yes.
Then let me ask you if I can very quickly. In the chat, Pete Hegseth, the defense secretary, details F-18s, Tomahawks, so some of the weapons that were used. He details the timing involved for the...
I gotta pull up the clip of Hegseth saying, what is it on? I think it's on TikTok somewhere. Let me pull this up. I have this saved. Oh, this is great. This is great. Hold on.
Director Gabbard.
Not this. Select two objects that are the same shape. What do you think, I'm a robot? You think I'm one of them clankers? Who the fuck do you think you're talking to, Jack? Who the fuck do you think you're talking to? All right, ready. Where is it? Donde eres? Luigi, shush. Is this it?
any security professional, military, government, or otherwise, would be fired on the spot for this type of conduct and criminally prosecuted for being so reckless with this kind of information. The fact that she wouldn't be held accountable for this, I think, blows the mind of anyone who's held our nation's secrets dear, who's had a top secret clearance like I have and others, who know that even one hiccup causes a problem. Any security professional.
Unfucking real. Same goddamn guy. Same goddamn guy. I'm pretty sure there's another fucking video from it. Luigi, come here. Fucking dog. Luigi, come here. Sorry, guys. Where's this other goddamn video? Oh, check this out while I go get the dog. Ready?
Accountability is back.
Luigi!
Accountability is back. I quote Secretary Pete Hegseth. That was our Secretary of Defense on the record just a couple of months ago. Now the debate among national security professionals is over whether the Secretary was just incompetent or whether he was drunk. That's how low this has gone. And those are serious debates happening among national security professionals today. Because my colleagues are right. This put American lives at risk. This cheapens the work that our men and women on the front lines of our armed services and our intelligence agencies do every single day.
It's fucking unhinged. It's unhinged that we even have to have this conversation.
About the information we've seen, just to set the predicate to all this, has the president been briefed and physically seen he's seen all the details of the chat as printed by the Atlantic?
I just spoke to the president about it, yes.
Then let me ask you, if I can, very quickly. In the chat, Pete Hegseth, the defense secretary, details F-18s, Tomahawks, so some of the weapons that were used. He details the timing involved for this, all of which occurred 31.
Don't forget that Pete Hegseth was asked by a reporter about, like, hey, were there any war plans in that group chat? He said there were no war plans in that group chat.
1 minute before, as
Every single member of the Trump regime is a liar.
he says F-18s would launch. The DoD manual details classified information as significant military plans, saying that is secret, that's classified.
You don't like
So
that
what
question,
about,
do ya?
there are no methods, there are no sources, but that's not what determines what's classified. So what is it about what Pete Hegseth wrote that makes you say this is not classified?
Well, it's not just me saying that, Peter. It's the Secretary of Defense himself who is saying this as well.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, so your response to, hey, the reason why I know that the guy who leaked these text messages, see, this guy leaked these text messages, and he apparently those are not classified. Well, who gets to dictate whether it's classified? The guy who leaked the text messages. Is that? I want you to listen to this again. I want you to listen to this again.
Just me saying that, Peter. It's the Secretary of Defense himself who is saying this as well. And he put out a very strong statement earlier today listing all of...
Oh, I didn't swap the camera. I'm sorry. You probably were just staring at me like a jackass.
What is it about what Pete Hegseth wrote that makes you say this is not classified?
Well, it's not just me saying that, Peter. It's the Secretary of Defense himself who is saying this as well. And he put out a very strong statement earlier today listing all of the things that were not included in that message that he sent to the group. And
Dude, that's like if you cheated on your girlfriend and she's like, you fucked her. And you're like, yeah, but I didn't finish. Are you fucking kidding? Are you out of your mind? This is the best defense you could come... Lie. Just... Why aren't you... You guys lie all the time. Why not lie?
Again, this message, there was no classified information transmitted. There were no war plans discussed.
There were no war plans discussed? Bitch, what the fuck do you call this? There was no classified information? Again, my veterans, my active duty service members, if you knew something even remotely similar to this, and you texted this to a report, the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic, how deep do you think they'd bury you? I don't even pretty shallow, to be frank. And yet Pete Hegseth gets to decide that he didn't commit any crimes. MAGA, these people think you're stupid. So do I.
Why did The Atlantic downgrade their allegation about war plans to attack plans? They're now playing word games because they know
I'm gonna crash out.
Oh, this was sensationalist spin from a reporter who is well known for doing this. We have said all along no war plans were discussed, no classified material was sent. You have the Secretary of Defense saying...
I think I'm gonna throw up. I think her defense is that these weren't war plans because we're not at war with Yemen, because the Houthis are a terrorist organization and we don't need congressional approval. I'm gonna fucking throw up. Holy shit.
Saying that, you have the director of the CIA, the director of national intelligence, the FBI director, all testifying to that under oath, and they should be trusted with that.
To be clear, Americans can make the decision for themselves, but whether is the
Sure.
you said it's not war plans. Would you characterize these as military plans, military operation plans?
I would characterize this messaging thread as a policy discussion, a sensitive policy discussion, surely.
Policy. Hey guys, you know when we're debating policy? And I'm like, hey, should we send one group of F-18s or two groups of F-18s? Hey, 1215 or 1235, when are we dropping the Moab? Yeah. Fuck you!
Amongst high-level cabinet officials and senior staff. And I'm so glad, Peter, that you said the American public can decide for themselves, because I think the American public should decide for themselves based on the outcome of this operation. And what happened in this operation? Terrorists that were allowed to run wild by the Biden administration were killed because...
I'm pretty sure something like apparently 16 kids were injured. Like, what the fuck? I'm sorry I'm laughing. I'm not laughing at the 16 kids being injured. I'm laughing at her being like, you know what happened? We took out the terrorists, and there's fucking 16 kids bloody. Get the fuck out of my face. You know what else happened after that goddamn attack, you dumb broad? The fucking leader of the Houthis came out and said, hey, just so you know, now we're gonna escalate our attacks on U.S. ships in the Red Sea. You fucking idiots.
Of the direct...
You want the fucking Houthis to stop? Maybe stop funding a fucking genocide in Gaza. Is that a fucking F-18? I might be about to get destroyed. No, it's just okay. It's going the other way.
And the determination of this president and his team. And this message also...
maybe it's an F-22. If you know more about me, tell me the type of jets that fly across the Hudson headed towards West Point. Because sometimes they fly in squadrons. I'm always seeing fucking attack helicopters and shit.
This messaging thread also proved that President Trump... operation. And what happened in this operation? Terrorists that were allowed to run wild by the Biden administration were killed because of the direction and the determination of this president and his team. And this message also shows, this messaging thread also proved that President Trump has an incredibly dynamic team who is working incredibly hard, flying all over the world to secure world peace and to fix up the foreign...
Yeah, nothing says world peace like fucking carpet bombing Yemen. All right.
Policy crises that the previous administration left for this team to inherit.
So to be clear, we all in this room and around the country would agree that we're glad no American service members were harmed, and we're glad that the mission was a success. We'll stipulate that. But the president said that Pete Hegseth said none of this was classified. So given the president has seen it now, and given the president understands that significant military plans...
You know what? If this shit ain't classified, give me a daily briefing. I want it. If this shit ain't classified, then I guess I'm entitled to know, right? Same thing with you, viewer. I guess every day we should receive a text message that says, hey, just so you know, in about 2 hours, we're going to bomb Iran. What? This is unironically, MAGA, this is you. This is who you are. This is how stupid you are. I've given up on MAGA. At this point, I'm just making content for my fellow leftists because you motherfuckers are so goddamn stupid that I think you would fucking... I think you're going to defend this. I think you're going to defend this. I think you're going to fucking defend this.
Are deemed classified as secret. How does the president view none of this, which details times and weapons and more, as being not classified?
I've already been asked and answered this question. The president's thoughts on this remain the same today as they were yesterday.
What are they?
As well as the Secretary of Defense.
What are they?
This question has been asked and answered. There was no classified material discussed. Jackie.
On what basis I was asking?
Go ahead, Jackie.
Thank you, Caroline. So why aren't launch times on a mission strike classified?
Again, I would defer you to the Secretary of Defense's statement he put out this morning. There were various reasons he listed.
Transparency, right, MAGA? Don't you guys keep on saying, like, yeah, transparency, we're gonna drain the swamp, we spread the news. Transparency, right? There's your transparency, you dumb fucks.
Things that were not included in that messaging thread that were not classified. And again, going back to the American public, do you trust the Secretary of Defense, who was nominated for this role, voted by the United States Senate into this role, who has served in combat, honorably served our nation in uniform? Or do you trust Jeffrey Goldberg, who is a registered Democrat and an anti-Trump sensationalist reporter?
I don't need to trust anyone, you dumb blonde cunt. I can just trust the fucking text message itself. Who the fuck do you think you are? You're a fucking 27-year-old yes-man sycophant of Donald fucking Trump. And you've got the fucking audacity to call out Jeffrey Goldberg, the fucking editor-in-chief of The Atlantic, who's been working there for fucking at least 9 years. He's been the fucking editor-in-chief. And here's the thing, I ain't no dick rider for The Atlantic. I don't fucking know Jeffrey Goldberg from Jeffrey Goldblum. Just kidding, I do. But the audacity of some 27-year-old Botox-riddled blonde chick who was handpicked out of the fucking Fox News registry, you got the audacity to throw us, the American people, into a hey, who are you gonna choose? This alcoholic yes man or a fucking credited journalist who has the receipts? I've got the text on screen, Karoline. I've got the text on... I hope to God this fucking video comes back to bite me in the ass in 15 years. And they go, oh, Chris, how you disrespected women. How could you call her a cunt? You want to know why? Because that's cunt-like shit. That is so fucking fucked up. Let's play it again. Sorry I crash out on the reg, but oh my God.
Classified. And again, going back to the American public, do you trust the Secretary of Defense, who was nominated for this role, voted by the United States Senate into this role, who has served in combat, honorably served our nation in uniform? Or do you trust Jeffrey Goldberg, who is a registered Democrat and an anti-Trump sensationalist reporter?
Who is a registered Democrat. That's one of her things. I'm a registered Democrat, so I guess in the eyes of this administration, there's just nothing I could possibly say that is worthy of being taken seriously. Because they're just so fucking clearly fucking fascists. They're like, oh, he's a registered Democrat. He's an enemy of the people. You fucking fascist bitch.
This president and this national security team are putting our national security and the American people first. We are restoring American strength around the world, and the results of this operation speak for themselves.
Putting aside Jeffrey Goldberg, though, just for for American service members who are going to have to carry out these missions in the future, what I guess the message that's coming from the response to all this that we're hearing is that nothing sensitive happened. And I guess the logical conclusion of that is that if these messages had gone out publicly prior to the launch that wouldn't have been a risk to service members. I don't know that they're comfortable with that. So can you explain, had these messages been published, would the plans have moved forward? Would the launch have still taken off?
What I can tell you is that the President, as the Commander-in-Chief of our United States Armed Forces, and Secretary Pete Hegseth, who is an incredible man and a warfighter himself, take the lives of our American service members with the utmost responsibility. And they would...
No, they don't. No, they don't. They clearly don't. F-18s have pilots. The pilots of these F-18s their position was compromised. The exact time that they would be delivering these bombs was compromised. You know how fucking lucky we are that it was Jeffrey Goldberg and not fucking, I don't know, some foreign adversary that was added to this group chat? How drunk were you, Pete? How drunk were you?
Would never do anything intentionally to put
No. Whoa. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is.
Utmost responsibility, and they would never do anything intentionally to put their lives at risk.
So they would put our soldiers' lives at risk accidentally because they're fucking stupid and unqualified for their positions, both Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth. Thank you for saying that for us, Karoline.
And again, they are working hard on that every single day, and we are protecting our service members while also restoring peace throughout this globe. It's something the previous administration has...
restoring peace by saying we're going to conquer Gaza, invade Greenland, invade Mexico, invade Panama, and invade and annex Canada, right?
Not done. And I would just add one more point. We are not going to be lectured about national security and American troops by Democrats and the mainstream media who
you hear that?
Turned the other cheek when the Biden administration, because of their incompetence, left 13 service members dead in Afghanistan and not a...
Are you talking about fucking... Oh, he's not talking about Benghazi. He's talking about the Afghanistan withdrawal, which was literally Trump's fucking plan. And Biden followed through with Trump's Afghanistan withdrawal plan out of respect for him, which even I still think was fucking stupid. But that was Trump's fucking plan.
Not a single person in the previous administration was held accountable for that botched withdrawal. Joe Biden said, in fact, it was a great operation. That is despicable. It's unacceptable to this president and this Secretary of Defense. The National Security Advisor has taken responsibility for this inadvertent number being added to the messaging thread. But above all, we take the lives of our troops, safety, security, prosperity around the globe with the utmost seriousness.
Goldberg's intentions, do you believe
Jennifer,
that he would release that to embarrass the administration ahead of the worldwide threats?
Jennifer, go ahead.
Given what you've said about the president's trust in his national security team, can you say definitively that no one will lose their jobs? No one will lose their job at all because of this signal situation?
What I can say definitively is what I just spoke to the president about, and he continues to have confidence in his national security team.
All right, so she's just going to dodge the question for the rest of this fucking hour-long interview. There's no point in continuing to watch. Listen, don't let me tell you what to think. You just watched the same fucking video that I watched. You should be capable of coming to your own conclusions. But if you come to the conclusion that nothing wrong was done, when I've got this right here, that nobody fucked up, if you come to that conclusion, you may be in a cult. Anyway, that's all we got for you today, ladies, gentlemen, and NBs. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It costs you nothing. It helps me immensely. Also, if you want to help me out financially, there's a couple of ways to do it. You could buy merch. You could use a 40% off discount on Ground News in the description, and you could become a member for $5. You'll get early access to these videos. Remember, this is real independent media, okay? Shout out to Kyle Kalinske for that fucking slogan. Very good slogan. Don't sue me. I have never had a conversation with a fucking, CEO or an advertiser or a government entity or a billionaire or any of that shit. And I got bills to pay. I got legal fees to pay for being too damn sexy. But yeah, if you want to help me out, help me out. We got to keep this show going. And Valentiverse costs a lot of money to make. New episode coming out tomorrow. And yeah. Thank you for tuning in. I'll catch you in the next one.